Hi, I'm Arjen and I want to show you what is new in Speakerphone 2. Let's get right to it. Here's Pro Tools and Speakerphone 2 is here. This movie is for you if you already know that Speakerphone 1 can make your audio sound through hundreds of authentic speakers of any size, and that you can add realistic detail like rooms, samples, cell phone data compression, and guitar amp distortion. In short, that you can create entire sceneries using a single plugin. Well, you'll notice that Speakerphone 2 grew bigger. We needed more room and we took it. But if you think it only grew by about a quarter, actually it grew more. Look at this. Compared to Speakerphone 1, there's extra space in these pop-up edit fields. And there's more extra space in these browsers. And the reason why we really needed the bigger space is, of course, that we added speakers. Like this warehouse full of guitar amps with their cabinets. Europe's largest guitar store invited us to come over and sample away, so we did. All of the new amps and cabinets were recorded using 4 microphones at different spots, amongst which a Royer ribbon microphone. Here's the result. 20 classic amps, vintage and modern, bringing the total of amplifiers and cabinets in Speakerphone to 32. Here's our friend Guus, his guitar plugged directly into an audio interface attached to his laptop. Now let's give him some of the new cabinets to play with. From the vintage page, a 59 bassman. Same year, a Jimi Hendrix Marshall. And here's a bottom heavy Leslie. It gets even thicker with a small room on it, sort of emulating a small amp ISO booth. But most of the new stuff is on the modern amps page. Here, the triple rectifier, a Fender Deluxe hot rod, a Soldano Reverbo Sonic, and a Hi-Watt Custom 100. And an orange rocker verb. So what you hear is quite clean. The differences between these amp channels and cabinets start to grow when the signal gets overloaded. Now you can use your favorite guitar plugin for that, or a real hardware tub, but I'll switch in our distortion here and go back to that Leslie. Bypass. So that's 20 new amps and cabinets, 32 in total, hundreds of microphone positions to choose from. On to other new speakers. In the radio collection, we have 8 beautiful antiques from the Norwegian Radio Museum.
In sports, the National Hockey
Listen
League
here.
featured a busy
This
5-game slate
1929
last
backlight
evening.
specimen
The
sounds
front-running
really
Flyers
special.
ripped the Sabres 14-3. The Canadians got past the Flames 7-6. Dan Quinn scored 3 times, helping the Penguins.
Also, we took our portable studio, which is basically a box with cushions, into the depot of Europe's largest telephone museum, and we sampled antique telephones that we otherwise never could have sampled. The oldest one is over 130 years old, and most of them had not made a sound since the 30s. We brought 25 of them back to life.
In sports, the National Hockey League featured a busy 5-game slate last evening. The front-running Flyers ripped the Sabres 14-3. The Canadians got past the Flames 7-6. Dan Quinn scored 3 times, helping the Penguins pass the Jets 8-3.
Also, we added more toys,
and the Oilers
answering machines, an iPhone, Notice how selections are instant and live while dragging.
With the Capitals. A win for the Caps would create a first-place tie. We're down to the second.
Up here are significant changes as well. The preset browser is now separated from the interface. And we added snapshots for recall of complete presets via automation features of your audio workstation. When you have a setting, click Store and an empty slot. You can recall via a single click. And you can automate those clicks with parameter automation from your DAW. Contents of a row of these snapshots are saved within a Pro Tools presets and also in your session file, so you do not run the risk that the next time your session opens, other stuff has been saved in your snapshots. But there are new modules as well. With the addition of all the amplifier cabinets came the need for microphones. That's here. We recorded the characteristics of a bunch of microphones and made them available here.
In sports, the National Hockey League featured a busy 5-game slate last evening. The front-running Flyers ripped the Sabres 14-3. The Canadiens got past the Flames 7-6. Dan Quinn scored 3 times, helping the Penguins pass the Jets 8-3. The Leafs throttled the Canucks 9-2, and the Oilers needed overtime to beat the Rangers 1-0.
There's carbon microphone degradation tonight, right there for use with classic antique telephones. The newly sampled guitar amps also gave us a bunch of spring reverbs, which we added to the room section.
In sports, the National Hockey League featured a busy 5-game slate last evening. The front-running Flyers.
But in the room section, we expanded mainly on small rooms and outdoor impulse responses.
Helping the Penguins pass the Jets 8-3. The Leafs throttled the Canucks 9-2, and the Oilers needed overtime to beat the Rangers 1-0.
So the 5 outdoor impulse responses that are new are not yet available in Altiverb, and they come from a business park near Audio East. Trent Reznor of 9 Inch Nails kindly gave us a vocal for this demo.
On hands and knees.
That's him. And here, from the sample bay, a dog. A little bit of ambience. Then select one of those new business parks. Suppose we want to lock up Trent in the trunk of a Volvo on that business park. We switch in the new cover module and select a closed Volvo trunk. I have a snapshot here that switches in the cover module and fires the closing of the trunk.
We crawl. You cannot stop us all. Eyeballs are scared. We will not let you in.
In many real-life recordings, the sound source is covered by something. Somebody ducks beneath a blanket, talks into a paper cup in between sips of coffee, yells through the front door, maybe a tiny speaker is screwed into a little plastic box, like in many toys. Or perhaps your lead characters spend their lives in wine bottles. Or Trent Reznor is driven off in a Volvo. Think of Speakerphone's new cover module in all those situations. Some highlights from the cover module here.
The front-running Flyers ripped the Sabres 14-3. The Canadiens got past the Flames 7-6. Dan Quinn scored 3 times, helping the Penguins pass the Jets 8-3. The Leafs throttled the Canucks 9-2, and the Oilers needed overtime to beat the Rangers 1-0. In the NHL tonight, the Flyers put their first-place lead on the line in a game with the Capitals. A win for the Caps would create a first-place tie. We're down to the second last week of play in the National Football League. The Rams can clinch a divisional title with a win over the 49ers. The Raiders shouldn't have much trouble with Seattle, and the Patriots are still 14
One fun thing to do with these covers is tune them, pitch them down or up, make them bigger, smaller.
In sports, the National Hockey League featured a busy five-game slate last evening. The front-running Flyers ripped the Sabres 14-3. The Canadiens got past the Flames.
In the telecom section, where actual cell phone GSM compression takes place, for instance, we added an important telephone coder. This one, Liquid. Listen as I'll turn down the connection quality.
In sports, the National Hockey League featured a busy five-game slate last evening. The front-running Flyers ripped the Sabres 14-3. The Canadiens got past the Flames 7-6.
The typical watery sound. Over here, a new module is the Leslie. It brings a rotating movement to speakers. I can select an original Leslie speaker here for the most authentic effect. Bit of room on it. And I'll switch on the Leslie. High speed, low speed, break, width and amount. Finally, an extensive LFO and envelope following module was added. An LFO or low frequency oscillator can automatically adjust any parameter. Simply drag a cable to it and adjust minimum and maximum using the tiny balls or the needles. There's various shapes such as sample and hold or sine. You can lock it to beat tempo. An envelope follower looks at the level of incoming audio and controls the parameter accordingly. An auto-wah is one of the possibilities, or you can have the background music duck when the voiceover starts, or you can have a guitar amp distort more when the input gets louder. You can build living presets using the LFOs. Listen to this. Or this. Another one. So finally down here, the separate samples in the sample bay can now be panned individually. So, I walked you through the new features of Speakerphone 2. I'll be gone now, but stay here to listen to some of the new presets built with these new features in Speakerphone 2. Bye.
Okay. Do you want me to do each one twice? For the numbers, can I just do the first three so you can see if... Okay. If this is what you mean. Okay. Oh, except it. Sorry. Okie doke. Okay. 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 Can do. Thank you. Goodbye. Sure. Okie doke. Okay. Do you want me to do each one twice? For the numbers, can I just do the first three so you can see if...
Hey, everything okay? Great. All right. I don't know. Maybe it's too early. We should set that later. Why don't you give me a call tomorrow and we'll set it up? Sure. Okay. Talk to you tomorrow then. Bye.
On hands and knees. On hands and knees. We crawl. You cannot stop us all. Our bones are scared. We will not let you in. On hands and knees. We crawl. You cannot stop us all. Our bones are...
Hey, everything okay? Great. All right. I don't know. Maybe it's too early. Hey, everything okay? Great. All right. I don't know. Maybe it's too early. We should set that later. Why don't you give me a call tomorrow and we'll let it up? Sure. Okay. Talk to you tomorrow then. Bye. Everything okay?